right, diving into some heavy stuff today, huh? The anatomy of betrayal, these lyrics are. Let's just say you weren't holding back when you sent these in.
Yeah, no kidding. It's raw, it's powerful, and, it's almost like we're about to dissect a broken heart, examining all the pieces.
Exactly. And that's what we do here, right? We take these raw emotions, these experiences, and try to make sense of them together.
Absolutely. And this one, it's a journey, believe me.
For sure. So, first things first, when we're talking about the anatomy of something, we're talking about structure, right? What builds it? What breaks it? And in this case, it's betrayal. That gut-wrenching feeling when trust is shattered. These lyrics, they don't shy away from that pain.
Not at all. It's right there on the surface. You feel that immediacy, that rawness from the very first line.
Absolutely. And one thing that really struck me right off the bat was this repetition of the question, why? It's like the songwriter is grappling with that fundamental need to understand, to find a reason for the pain.
It's that search for meaning, right? Even when it feels like there couldn't possibly be a good enough explanation, we still crave it. It's human nature.
Totally. And it's this need for understanding that kind of sets the stage for the whole song.
Because if you think about it, when we're betrayed, it throws our whole world into chaos. Our brain, wired for patterns and logic, desperately tries to make sense of something that feels completely senseless.
Right. And then comes the chorus. And let me tell you, it's a doozy. Romancing the betrayer. Now that's a phrase that'll stop you in your tracks.
I mean, talk about an unexpected twist. It's jarring, it's provocative, and it immediately makes you go, okay, what's going on here? Am I supposed to be okay with betrayal now?
And I think it's so important to be clear here. Romancing the betrayer is not about excusing or condoning their actions, right? It's not about forgiving and forgetting. It's something much deeper, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's about choosing to understand the why. Not to let the person off the hook, but almost to free yourself from the burden of that why. Because sometimes holding on to that anger and resentment, it hurts us more than it hurts them.
Yeah, it's like that saying, anger is a hot coal you hold in your hand, waiting to throw it at someone else.
Exactly. And this song, I think it challenges us to consider a different approach. It's about recognizing that people are complex. They're driven by their past, their fears, their insecurities.
It's like that saying, hurt people hurt people. And I think the song starts to dig into those complexities in the verses that follow, right? We see all these possible motivations for betrayal: fear, past trauma, the
Yeah.
need for control. It's like the songwriter's trying on different lenses, trying to see the situation from all angles.
It's like they're saying, okay, what if it was this? What if it was that? And in doing so, it highlights something really important. Betrayal often says more about the betrayer than the betrayed.
Right. It's a reflection of their own internal struggles, their own baggage.
Yeah.
Not to excuse their actions, but to understand the root of the issue.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that everyone has a story, and sometimes those stories collide in messy, painful ways. But here's the thing about this song that I find truly remarkable. Even amidst all this pain, all this exploration of the darker sides of human nature, there's this incredible thread of resilience.
Yes. This glimmer of hope that peeks through, even in the darkest moments. There are lines about finding strength, about healing, about the potential to love again.
It's this refusal to let the betrayal define you. It's about reclaiming your own narrative, your own power.
And that's where I feel like this idea of romancing the betrayer really comes full circle, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's not about condoning their actions. It's about seeking understanding as a pathway to your own healing and growth.
And I think that's such a powerful message. Because ultimately, we can't control what others do to us, right? But we can control how we respond. We can choose to hold on to the anger and resentment, or we can choose to seek understanding to find a way to move forward.
And that choice, that's where the real power lies.
Totally. So as we come to the final chorus, those same words, why break a heart that loved you, they hit differently now, don't they?
They do. Because we've gone through this whole journey of unpacking the anatomy of betrayal. We've explored the pain, the anger, the confusion, but we've also touched on the possibility of healing, of growth, of understanding.
Exactly. And that final repetition of the question doesn't erase the pain, but it allows us to hold it differently, to acknowledge it without letting it define us.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that healing is a process, and it's not always linear or pretty, but it's possible.
And that's a powerful message, especially for anyone who's ever felt the sting of betrayal. It's a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there's always something to be learned, always a chance for growth.
Absolutely. It's about taking those experiences, even the painful ones, and using them to understand ourselves and the world around us a little bit better.
So listener, we've unpacked a lot today. This idea of romancing the betrayer, it's not about excusing hurtful actions. It's about seeking understanding as a path to your own healing.
Because sometimes letting go of the why is the only way to truly free yourself.
Think on that. Until next time.